Alright, so hello everyone. My name is Shegun Petras and I'm a portrait photographer, event photographer, and lifestyle photographer. And today I will be your guide in designing your photo book. So, why am I doing this? I have received a lot of questions from um, folks around me that are in the media industry, people that are photographers like me, uh, that design their photo book for their clients. Ask me, how do I get my photo books out? And particularly when they see the photo book that I print and they like it, they will ask me that, okay, so how do you get this lovely arrangement and how sharp the images are and the like? And they'll be wowed when I tell them is one of the softwares that they are familiar with. So people use different softwares to arrange their photo book. So whichever one they use is fine. But when I mention what I use, they're always amazed, like, okay, so we don't know this can also work. So it's great to share with you how I design my photo book with everyone listening to me. So I've walked through every stages of production, from pre-production to production to post-production. So I've seen the process from when you talk to clients about their project, their event, and from talking to them and planning it with them. Then when the day of the event comes, um, I've come in with my guys to take all the shots necessary based on the planning that we've had. And after that event day is over, with all the thousands of shots we've generated, or we shot rather, uh, we take it to our editing suite and we start to edit the pictures. So I've walked through these three stages. So I believe, with my level of expertise and years of experience doing this, I I can tell you that I can guide you through this process. So let's get started in this training. So if I should ask, how much work is required? How much work is required to get your photo book ready? So let me talk through the process. Before you even start to arrange your photo book, you need to get the collections of photos you want to arrange ready. And what I mean is, I don't mean when you go for an event, for example, and you get all your shots or your photos, and you put them in a folder. I don't mean that straight. You just select the ones that are good and take them right into the into the software that arranges it for you. No, what I mean is that you would have selected all your pictures and edit them. So, but first thing first, you need to get all your collections ready. So the next thing you need to do is to edit your selected pictures from your event or portrait or whatever pictures you are arranging. You need to first of all select them. Then the selected pictures that you think are good to go, you need to now edit them. So you edit them, checking the exposures, the exposure, the brightness, the contrast, color balance, anything you need to tweak to be able to get a very, very sharp image that your client can see and love. So after that is done, you need to save your edited photos in a very large size. Don't forget this, very large size. So I'm talking about images that you save, and the file size will be around 2 megabytes upward. So you don't want to save your file, you don't want to save your photos uh, and the size will be showing you 100 kilobytes, 150 kilobytes. That's too small. You need enough, plenty of pixels to be able to bring out the sharpness, the quality of the photos when you print them out. So you need them to be saved in a very large sizes. So once you get these three things done, then you can start arranging your photos. Alright, so let's get started. So first thing first, I need you to know that you can arrange your photo book yourself. Yeah, you can create your template yourself, share your shapes yourself. You want to use rectangle, square, triangle together, or any way you want to, depending on how creative you are. Any way you want to arrange it, you can do it yourself. However, you can also rely on a software to help you put up a template together that you can now edit. So depending on which one works for you. But if you want to arrange your photo book yourself without the help of a software that has a template, then it may take you longer. Yeah, it may take you longer. So if you want to get it out faster, then you need to use a software that has a template embedded in it that you can edit and tweak. Alright, so there are various softwares that you can use, but for the sake of this training, we'll be using the software called Smart Album to arrange photos. So let's dive into the process. Alright, so looking at my screen, you will see that I have my wedding pictures ready. So I have my wedding pictures ready and I've arranged them in a folder. So I have introduction folder, I have the pre-wedding folder, I have the traditional wedding folder, and I have the white wedding folder. So I like to arrange my photos in folders like this so I can know which one is which, and it can help me to be able to arrange them accordingly. So of course, for a wedding photography, which I'll be using to demonstrate today, you expect here in Africa, you expect that your couples will have done their introductions first, then they will now do their pre-wedding shoots, then the event day, they will now do their traditional and white wedding. So in the white wedding, they tend to go to church, and after then they go for their reception. So the white wedding folder has both reception and the church wedding, church activities. All right, so I always like to arrange my folder so that it will be neat and easier for me to navigate. All right, so once I've arranged all of this accordingly, and mind you, these folders are edited pictures. They only contain the edited pictures. So if I should open the traditional, for example, you see I've renamed all of them using acronyms from the name of the bride and groom. So I have different ones that I've edited. I have up to 179 images here that I'm putting together to form their traditional wedding collections. So for the white, I have 3 folders that has everything that happened, the signature, the dance, and the like. Same thing with the pre-wedding shoot, and same thing with the introduction. All right, so everything, all the pictures here are edited, edited pictures. So that's what I'm driving at. All the pictures here are edited pictures. All right, so let's dive into the software proper. So I'm launching my smart album. So it will take a while, maybe 1 minute, 2 minutes for it to come up. So while I take this down, so the smart album can pop up. All right, it's loading. Okay, so Pixelo Smart Album 2 So there are different photo book sizes. So here in Africa, the common photo book size that couples like is the 24 by 12 inches size. So depending on what size you like, so you pick your sizes accordingly. So you can come to your new. Here you will see your photo album specifications. So if you are outside Africa and you want to use this, it has all kind of sizes, specifications in this album company. However, if you can't find anyone that you are familiar with, what you need to know is you need to understand what size you want to print. Then you can customize your own photo book size. So there are different format and sizes that you can take from. All right, so if you want to customize yours, just come to the site. But if you want to pick from ready-made sizes, you can just pick. So I will come to this custom size, and I can put in my DPI there, pixels 300, which is fine. Then is in inches. Now my dimensions. This is where I put my sizes. So the typical wedding album has 24 inches by 12. So I'll change the width and height 24 by 12, meaning 24 width and 12 height. All right, so I will leave these other settings default, the left and right inches, bottom and, or you can, if you like to trim the edges, you can adjust that, but I just like it to be like that. For the safe zone too, I like it to be like that. Layout type, we can choose full spread or single page. I like to leave it as full spread. All right, same thing with this, end with full spread. So include full spread template, so I can see everything at a glance. So after this is done, you may want to save your preset so that any wedding photo you want to arrange, you can use the same settings for it. All right, so I will just rename this. I have different settings there already, but I will just put it at a new preset, and I will save this preset and give it a name. So for the sake of this training, let me just put tutorial. Let me just put wedding tutorial, and I'll press OK, and it's there. So next thing, I press next. So this is the template library and the appearance setting. So here I will advise don't touch either of this. If you want to create a border around your image, you can come here and adjust it. So if you want it thin, if you want none, if you want medium, thick, and the like. I like to leave it thin so that there will be some little border around the image, not so big but very thin. If you like it to be medium or thick, you can pick. See, as I change it, it increases the numbers from 2 to 4, thick to 8, so that it will be strong. So, but I like it thin. So the gap between the images also, you can make it extra thin, thick, and the like. I like it extra thin so that it will be close enough. I don't want it to be far apart too much. All right, so you can give your background, your spreadsheet, a background, that black color or white color. I like black color because any other the borders will be in white and it will be able to pop out. So you may want to change your color to anything, which is fine by you. So but I like to leave mine as black. All right, so press start, and this is where you now create your project. So I will name this, in my picture I'll name this as tutorial tutorial project. So that's the name of the project we'll be working with. So that's where to save all of our works. All right, so this is the smart album timeline. So let me just take you through a few things here. This center part is where your images will show. The spread, this is your spread. This is your spread. These are 24 inches by 12 inches. So this is your spread, and this is where you see how everything is arranged. All right, so this lower part here is where you import all your images that you'll be arranging at the top side here. So this is where all your images will come in. All right, so at the top here you see how many spreads you have. A typical wedding photo book here in Africa, Nigeria, has I think the minimum should be around 25 spread, including your cover page. So depending on how big you want it to be and how small you want it to be, but averagely I do around 25 pages. If I have plenty pictures, I can do as high as 30 pages and above. All right, so you see the number of pages here as you progress, so you can know how many pages you've done and the like. You can see it at a go, and how many images out of the total images that are on the lower side of the timeline here. So if you have 250 images here and you've just done 100, you'll be able to see it here, so you can know how many images are left for you to use. Okay, so on the right hand side here is where you have your settings. So you can see I have 24 by 12 here for the album size, and those settings that we put in the beginning before setting up this page. All right, so this is the settings. So these settings will change as we bring in the images, but for now those are the things you need to know. So let's bring in our images. You may bring in your image by going to your file and say import images, or you may come in here and just open your folder and drag all your images here. So depending on which one works for you or which one is faster for you. So for me, I like to always drag, so that's what I will do. So I will open my folder and I will drag them one by one. So okay, let me pick the introduction pictures. So I'll just do Control All and I will remove the ones I don't want, and I drag it inside. So those are 60 images. It's importing them into my smart album. So let's wait for it to finish. All right, so you can see it on this lower part here. You can move it up a bit so you can see it better. By the time you bring in other images, if you align it, and to be very long. However, you can see the ones you've moved up into the photo book and the ones that are left. All right, so let's import the remaining ones. So this is the introduction, and here's the pre-wedding. So if you look at the top side here, you see all spreads 0/622 images used. So I have 622 images here that contains the introduction, the traditional white, and the pre-wedding. So as I pick it one by one and arrange them, then you see that these images here, this number 0 here will start to increase to try to match up this is 22, just to show how many images I've used out of all the total images. Is 22 images. All right, so let's get started. First thing first, you need to have a plan. You need to have a plan. How do you want to arrange your photo book? I like to tell a story with my photo book. So if the couples are giving their photo book to a total stranger, they don't need to be there to interpret the pictures. The picture itself should be able to tell their own story. So that's the way I like to arrange my photo book. So I like to start from where the journey started, then take them through. So I like, for this image, this particular image, I like to show them the introduction first, then I'll now show them the pre-wedding, then I'll now start to show them the wedding proper, starting from the traditional, then the white and reception. So that way I can take whoever is watching the photo book through that journey of where they started from, and the last the ceremonial event itself, which is the wedding reception. All right, so that's what I'll be doing here. So I have the introduction here, and I'll just look through and pick the best images I think I want to include in my photo book. All right, so let's get started. So what you just need to do is to just click and drag into the box here. So by the time you click and drag, then we now arrange it. All right. So as you can see, as I'm adding it either here or no, not at the top. As I'm adding it in this this lower bar here, is including it in the main spread at the top. So if I should try and drag here, I'm trying to tell this software to replace this image, and that's what it will do, you see, and I don't want that to happen. So I can do Ctrl Z to undo, while I just include the photographs on this lower side of the row, rather. Yeah, row. So I continue to add, I'll continue to add, I'll continue to add, I'll continue to add, I'll continue to add until I think for that particular spread page I'm okay with the story I'm telling. All right, so I'll continue to add it, I'll continue to add it until I think I'm fine with that. Okay, so far I have 10 images on this particular spread, and I think I'm okay with the images here. Basically the images here are just showing the introduction from the engager, and the next thing is the prayer from not the prayer. So the next thing is the bride with a cap looking for the husband to wear the cap on his head, and from there the parents prayed for them. So these are the parents prayed for them. So see, a lovely story just on one spreadsheet. Okay, so I have everything on this first spread. However, it's not looking tidy, it's not looking nice, so I need to arrange the images just to be able to segment them. Okay, and mind you, let me mention this here, that you see there's a line in the middle here. It just shows page 1 and 2 of the spread. You know, when you flip the spread together, you see the first page, then the next page. So that's the divider showing the before and after page. So it doesn't mean that it's like normal before and after image. No, it does mean that okay, this is page 1 and the next one is page 2. So it's the thing that you just have to flip to be able to see. All right, so let's arrange the pictures. So clicking that column there, that icon there, you see different styles. Just scrolling your mouse on it. I'm not clicking now, I'm just scrolling my mouse on it. So it will be changing as I'm scrolling my mouse on it. So when I get to the one that I like, then I can just click on it and it will take that shape. You see, it's pretty easy and it's pretty fast. Instead of you rearranging yourself and trying to say, okay, this one I don't like it, let me do another one. So you can easily just look through and it will be changing as you are scrolling on it, and when you get to the one that you like, you'll be able to just click on it and you're fine. So I have up to like 50 or so, yeah, that I can scroll through. So I think I need it to be full. I need it to be full on this page. Let me see if I can get that. All right, scrolling very fast, as fast as I can now to get that particular full page arrangement. Okay, I have something close to that here, which is this. So which one do I like out of the two? Can you decide for me? Okay, I think I will like this. Then so it has a black mate at the top and at the bottom, which is fine for me. So at this point I just need to just rearrange which one is I want to be prominent and big, which one can just can be small and form that kind of lovely shape here. It's like a not L shape, inverted L shape, and I like it. All right, so let me, let me now rearrange it to tell a proper story. Everything is just scattered. So I'll just rearrange everything to be able to tell the proper story. So this is the engager. Of course, I always like to show to make the bride and groom prominent. So I think I'll rather replace it with this, where the bride and groom, where the bride is wearing the cap on the groom. All right. So on this other side, I may want to show the prayer that is going on. Yes, I may want to. Okay, the kind of the parents are peeping to see if it's the right bride that they brought for them. You know, Africans were very, Nigerians were um, very, our ceremonies are always very interesting. So they're just checking to be sure that it's not somebody else that giving them as bride. I mean, the day is the other parent, the bride parent. All right, so I've gotten the right prominent image here. So the next thing I need to do is to now rearrange this other ones to tell a more better story. All right, so I may want to put this here and take this here and bring the models. Okay, I can leave this here. Okay, I can rearrange this here, bring this down here, put the cap here, then this is where the bride is searching for the husband, and here we see the prayer part. Yeah, she has wore the cap here, and the parents pray for them, and that is it. I think I like this. All right, so successfully we've gotten our first spread out. So let me use the privilege to also explain a little thing here. So on this right hand side, you discover that you have some settings there just to help you to tweak this particular image. So you can scale it up. Okay, let me use this for example. You can scale it up by just dragging this wheel. I can scale it up and rearrange by just holding and dragging. Okay, I can just rearrange it. So I've eliminated this white spot here, and yes, so you can create a little bend or an angle there, and you can reduce the opacity if you want. You can leave it at 100%. You can create a border. You can just increase the border point there. Okay, you see the changes on this side, on the edges there. See the changes. However, you can leave it at 2, which is the default, or 1 rather, which is the default. 1, 2. Okay, all right. So these are the little things we can do. So on this picture, you see the frame width and height. You see the PPI. You see shutter speed value. You can still see some settings from the camera that was used to record to shoot this particular image. So which is lovely. I can see the year 2017, 3:24 p.m. Anyway, see, it's fantastic. You still have some details from the images, and a little few things to tweak here and there. Okay, so from here, same thing with other images. You can zoom in, zoom out, and the like. Okay, so we've successfully gotten our first image, our first spread rather, and that's lovely. So here, let me rearrange this one, and let me also scale this a bit. To look more interesting. Yes. So I think I'm good with this. Okay, so successfully we've gotten our first spread. So we can scroll to the next spread. The next spread is waiting, and here I can now add the cutting of cake. Let's see, okay, where everybody is happy, jollificating. Then I can add other things. Here on this other side. I can add other things on this list. So the prayer part, then the cutting of the cake, then the vote of thanks, then the gift sharing, then the gift again. Now I've added like 12 images here. I can decide to continue or to go on. So okay, let me stop here. Same thing, you click this little icon here and you have loads of templates that you can work with. So let's do like we did the other time, looking for which one is fine. Just scrolling on each template, the images will change. So following the same format, let's look for what could work for us. So I want to see if I can get a full screen. So I'm scrolling very fast. I'm scrolling very fast to the end of this particular template to see if I have that. Okay, yes, I have something here that has a full screen, which is lovely for me. So let me just click. Okay, so here I can now rearrange. So don't forget, the biggest the one that's prominent is the one that should be on this bigger size of the bigger size of the frames here. So okay, this is the gift. I think it's fine. The next thing is the dance, which is fine. Okay, so this is fine. So I just need to say I can rearrange it to tell a better story, and I think that should be it for this. So I would like to start with how happy they are here. Then the next thing you see is they're still enjoying themselves. Then gift sharing on this other side. There's a prayer here. Okay, there's a cake here. And bring the cake here. Yes. The cake, the gift sharing. This is the same gift with some prayers. use vote of thanks on this on one side of the spread. On the other side, I have the gift again. I have the dance, and I have the pastor praying. So yeah, I can scale it in a bit to get a close-up shot with the bride as part of the shot. Then I can do the same here too. I can do the same here too. Okay, let me zoom out so that I can accommodate the couples in the prayer. Okay, yeah, that's good. Then I have this. Oh, I didn't get this. This is not working very well for me because of the size of this. So those are the little constraints you may get with this software. The way to arrange it, sometimes you may not really get, if you have a portrait shot like this, it may not have a full portrait to a full portrait frame to give you to include your pictures. So what you can do, if you want to scale in to get a closer shot, or you want to change it, it's fine. So apart from this, apart from this shot, I think every other ones are fine. So what you can do is to look for the one that has a portrait. Of course, to change everything again, to change everything. Okay, if I should use something like this, I think this will work for me because there's a portrait in this. So you see, it has accommodated our portrait shot. So I can scale it. Yes, I can scale it to the desired point I want. Okay, just between, yeah, yes, 110, yes, just a little, like 115, yes, this is fine. Okay, this is fine. Then let me now rearrange the rest from cake. Okay, our story is still there, it has not really changed so much. It's just this right hand side that changed a bit. So I have my prayer here. Okay, this is fine. I can see the whole landscape, then the gift. Then I think I should rearrange this, yes, so that I have the prayers on one side with the gift. Then I think I should rearrange this too. The vote of thanks is here, and after the prayer I have the vote of thanks. I have people happy here, and I have the sharing of the exchange of gifts. Then I have the couples cutting their cake. I have people dancing here. Then I have the prayer session on this side. Fantastic. So that is how you arrange your photo book. You see, it's pretty fast and easier than you arranging all of these one by one by yourself. Okay, so this is how you continue, and here you come in again and add your you come in again and add your images, and this is lovely and fast. So yeah, I just want to get the image of the bride only on this slide, only strictly for the bride and groom. Okay, so yeah, I can see, this is what I mean when I said if you have like 5 images, your images will be bigger and it will be much more bolder than when you have plenty images on a spreadsheet. So let me look for a template that may work, that may be lovely and good. Do I want to use this? Okay, we can use this, but let me see if I can have another thing that will work for something better that may work for us. Okay, I think it is good. Yes, I think this is good. Okay, yeah, great. I think this is good. So I have this also. Then I have this. I can rearrange. I can just move it towards the side here. Yes, here again, and yeah, good. So you see, right now we've done 3 spread, and little by little, that's how you create your own story. That's how you create your own storybook, photo book rather. I call it storybook. So that's how you create your storybook. So you can scroll to the beginning. If you want to tweak anything, you can tweak. and you can move on. All right, so once you are done, just come to the right hand side here and you click export. All right, so let me show you one more thing. So if you should click outside here, you see I'm not clicking on any of these spreads. You will see all of your spread here as is being arranged. Okay, so I have three spread, which is 6 pages. I can fold them. That's 6 pages. So you have this little icon here. It doesn't really, okay, just an information to show that maybe the size of maybe the frame and the photograph, they're having some little um they're having some little arrangement issues there. Okay, yeah, you see it's a long. All right, so that's it. You have three spreads, 6 pages, and you can see everything at a glance here, how many pages, how many spreads that you have. Then you can now come here and say okay, because of this little icon here, it's prompting me that I should upscale my image so that it can fit in yeah, so you can fit in. If I want to go there, fine. If I want to leave it, it's fine. So but I just want to ignore it and move on to exporting my photo book um, album. So here I can say export for print, and because I want to print it out, I'll say export for print. If I want to export for cloud, you can export for cloud. If I want to export for print, because from here I just want to send it to the printer straight and they will print. Okay, so I'll come here to, I'll click on export for print, and here I can see where it's saving. Then if you want to change it, click on choose and change where it's going to save that particular um, this particular album. So you have different formats, JPEG, PDF, and the like. So if you just want to show a quick preview to your client before you print, I advise that you do a PDF so that you merge everything in one single file. So to just arrange it one after the other. But if you are sending to the printer and do JPEG, then your color profile, you can do any color you want, but I always leave it sRGB. Then your output range all spread, or you want to select which pages, which spread you want to. If you want to change, you want to select a particular spread, you can just put the numbers there and say export as single file, single pages or something. But I like to export everything, so I'll choose all spread. Then the output dimension, which is the settings we have put in the beginning before when we are creating this particular album. Those settings, these are the settings. So the next thing, I want to go to my quality, image quality. I always put it 100, always leave it 100. Don't forget you need enough pixels, plenty of pixels to bring out the sharpness in your image. Okay, so sharpening preset, I always leave this none. Okay, but if you want to adjust it, it's fine. The image resolution 1A and the like, I always leave the settings. I'll just make sure I check my output quality to be 100%. Then you can check other things, inspection, check the shutter speed, ISO, whatever if you want to. Interaction, general, performance. You can just look around the settings and see which one you want to tweak. But for me, I just like to come to the image quality and check if it's on 100%, and I'm fine with that. And from here you can now click your export, and once you click your export, it will export the 3 spreads and it's ready for print. So export is complete. Press OK and it will open where it has saved that particular I have it here already. So if I should preview it, so you see there's the first one, there's the second one, and this is the third one. So that is how it works. Okay, so these are the slides I've these are the spreads I've created. I have 29 spreads, 294 images used out of 350 images, and you can see it on this side. I have 29 spreads for this particular photo book, and I have them arranged accordingly. So let me just scroll through. So this is a pre-wedding, and I have the images. I have some borders I added, black shades. I made this sticker, and the other thing, oh, thing, yes, thing. Okay. So you see, by the time you are watching previewing this, you love it. You see. So from here to the this are still wedding to the introduction, and from the introduction we have the traditional wedding, and from the traditional wedding it goes straight to the ceremony aspect. From the ceremony, then we have the on the ceremony, then we have the church, the white wedding itself. Okay, and you can see white wedding down here to where they are signing the certificate, and where they have the order of photography. Everything 29 images, and that is it. Okay, so this is how the process is. I see it's very easy. It now depends on how fast you are to be able to get this done within 24 hours or less, or at most 24 to 48 hours. You can get your photo book ready, and you can get it across to your client very fast. All right, so we've come to the end of this training. I want to thank you for staying till the end of the training with me. Alright, so before you tune off, if you have any questions regarding this process I've demonstrated, you can send me an email, and I'll be glad to respond to your questions. So just send an email to pmhouseng@gmail.com, pmhouseng@gmail.com. And please don't forget to subscribe to my channel on YouTube at PetrasNG. Okay, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel on YouTube at PetrasNG, and also don't forget to turn on the bell icon so you can be among the first subscribers to get alerted when I share free content that may be helpful to you. Trainings like this that may be free, that you can watch and learn from. All right, so thank you very much, and see you next time.